it's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show for Sunday, July 26th, 2009. This is episode 152. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, what is your favorite shop and or shopkeeper from a game? And joining us this evening is Ivan.
I don't know his name. Keith will be able to help me. I think it was Final Fantasy 1, but it was the guy where if you wanted to buy health potions, he would only let you buy one at a time.
Yeah, he had a little pixelated mustache.
But by late in the game, you had enough money to buy like 99 of them. So what I did was like prop a shoe up on the A button, because that like selected the guy, selected the item, select confirm, and just did it over and over.
On the turbo, the turbo, what the hell was it? The big pad, the joystick thing.
Yeah, because you could set it on turbo mode, which essentially just hit the A button over and over again. So if you turn that on and then put a shoe or something on the button, it would just cycle through hitting the A button. But it was obnoxious because it would literally take like 20-30 minutes to do that.
So let me see if I understand something here. The way this man sold things was you had to buy one thing at a time from him.
Yes.
Yep.
I would not want to go to that store in reality if I wanted to buy something, in quantity or bulk.
Right, like if you wanted to buy grapes or raisins or something.
Great.
I don't want to buy the sunflower seeds, Mom!
Here you go, 1 cent. Yes, 1 grape. There you are. Would you like a receipt? There you are. Here's your receipt. Oh, you would like another? Well, let me just print up your receipt. Here's your receipt. Would you like another? Oh, God. Why? They come on a bunch.
So, yeah, not really my favorite, but like most memorable.
Okay. And also joining us is Keith.
I like the guy from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the librarian, because you walk into the room and he's like, "Oh, Master Alucard, it's good to see you." You're like, "Ah, yes, I'm here again. Oh, well, I can't go against the Master, but I'll make it worth your while. Okay, you can buy things now." And that's just really the dialogue, which I always thought was funny. Because Dracula never comes and gets him, and it's in his own castle.
Yeah, in the basement of his own castle, there's a guy selling stuff so that you can better kill the owner of the house.
But he's like, "No, I can't go against the Master," and you're like, "Please? Okay." Well, that was easy.
And finally joining us is Bob.
In Hordes of the Underdark, one of the items you found was actually a genie lamp, or genie jar or something. I forget what the hell it was. Anyway, you had a genie. And when you summoned him, he was actually a store.
Oh yeah, I remember him. That was horribly convenient.
He was the coolest store ever because you carried around the store in your pocket. And so you're like, "I need a store. Come on, genie!" And he's like, "I have magical weapons, and you can dump all your crappy gear that you found. Yay! Go pocket genie!"
That's friggin' awesome.
It was pretty frickin' convenient.
I don't really have one memorable one, although, as we've said before, why are these shopkeepers wanting to sell you stuff when it's the end of the world? And I just keep thinking of the ones in Hellgate, London.
That's a good point.
in like Final Fantasy and the other ones, the end of the world has not happened, so I can understand them still wanting to sell their wares. But in Hellgate, the world is basically dead, and yet they still want to sell you crap.
Please, save us from the hordes of the zombies to prevent us from dying. Oh, what, you need bullets? Oh, I've got them cheap right here.
You can kill everything except free Enterprise.
I would think that even with the horde of zombies actually beating down their doors, they would still take money from you to give you bullets.
Capitalism forever!
These things ain't free. You think I just have them? What the hell, man? What the hell? I'm just gonna give them to you?
This week on the GamerCast Network. Tune in to the post-game report to get all your facts. Post-game. The sound she is making echo throughout the room as you gently nudge her body with your hip, repeating the motion over and over again until you score big. There's nothing like playing a classic pinball machine to get your juices flowing. Wait, what did you think I was talking about? This week's Retro Force Go is all about pinball machines, and it's one of our best episodes yet. Nothing beats the golden era of tilts, ramps, and plungers. It's time to get those balls a-poppin'. Take a 30-minute road trip around the Sarcastic Gamer community with Sarcastic Gamer Radio. Discover the community that brings you all these great podcasts and more at GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do this week besides go buy groceries?
How was Splosion Man?
Splosion Man. Wait, I'm the only one that's actually done anything this week besides you guys?
I played Fallout, a lot of Fallout. I finished Fallout.
Oh, you finished Fallout?
Did you find your father?
Yes, I did. Liam Neeson died.
Did you kill him?
No, he died to save humanity. And then I died to save humanity.
Oh, that was nice of you.
I thought you were evil.
I kind of was, but I found out that towards the end you kind of have to at least be neutral to be any good. Towards the end there, I decided to download... Mary and I were going to go grocery shopping, so I figured I was going to download a couple of the expansion packs. So I thought it was a good time to do that while we were out. Since I downloaded the Brothers of Steel expansion pack, when I died, I got to wake up 2 weeks later.
Oh, that was good.
How does that work?
I don't know. Apparently, if you don't have the expansion installed, you do die. That's the end of the game. And unlike Oblivion, once you finish the main story, you can't go back into the world and do like side quests and stuff.
See, that's just dumb. Well, I guess unless it's part of, the plot that you're dead. Now, could you choose not to die? How's that?
Yes, at the end of the... So, spoiler alert, the last kind of scene is you have to enter this chamber that is highly irradiated. You have to turn this machine on, basically, but it's so irradiated that anyone going in there is essentially going to die.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes. Either you can go in, you can make one of the Brothers of Steel Paladin people go in.
Hey, dude, go in there and flick that switch. No, you're fine. I promise. You're fine, dude.
No,
You're
it's
fine.
just bright. I wouldn't worry. I mean,
it's the evil path too, because it's the line. So you have three options. One of them is, okay, I'll go in. 2 is, are you sure there isn't any other way to do this? And 3 is, screw you, you do it yourself. But then if you have a companion, one of your minions, a follower, you can get a couple different ones that are ghouls, which are like semi-irradiated mutant type people. You can send one of them in because they're essentially immune to radiation. I went through once and I thought, well, that seems to be the smart way to do it, because then nobody dies. But you get a bad ending if you do it that way, because you didn't do it yourself. You weren't honorable.
Define bad ending.
After you do that, the thing blows up, big flash of light, and then it goes through this kind of cut scene where it shows clips from the different quests and stuff you've completed. It's essentially telling the story from when you left the vault all the way to the very last scene, and in the very last scene it says, it's talking about you this whole time, and then it says something about you not being a hero. A real hero stepped up and saved humanity, and essentially kind of insults you.
So in other words, in the world of Fallout, to be a real hero, you have to die?
Yes.
I'm down with that, because I never really considered Superman a hero for that exact reason. He can't be hurt. There's no risk. He's just a nice guy. He's not a hero. He's indestructible. He can't be hurt. There's nothing heroic there. He's not actually ever in...
he's never actually in any danger.
Exactly.
Even kryptonite can't kill him, as we learned in the newest movie. If you get stabbed in the kidney with kryptonite and then drown in a sea of kryptonite, and then, about 10 minutes later have enough strength to lift up an entire island made out of kryptonite and throw it into the sun.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not see that movie?
No, because you guys all said how bad it was, so I didn't go see
It was awful. I mean, just don't ever watch it. It was just terrible. Spoiler alert, by the way, he throws an entire island of kryptonite into the moon, or the sun.
Yeah, see, so I just never considered him a hero, because the only thing that can hurt me is this super rare substance that Lex Luthor seems to have an unlimited supply of.
And Batman. Batman always has some, because Batman's not a retard.
You know what, though? But Batman is Batman. The dude carries shark repellent spray on his utility belt. I mean, come on. I was watching that, the 60s Batman movie, which is just great for laughs, by the way. And they had, like, Robin's hovering the bat helicopter over this sub thing. And he's climbing down there, and this big rubber shark jumps on his leg, and he goes, "Robin, hand me the shark repellent." And they show Robin, and it says stingray repellent, whale repellent, shark repellent. And he
Whale
rips that one
repellent?
off, whale repellent. And he rips that one off the wall and throws it down the Batman.
Why would you ever need whale repellent? I mean, stingray, okay, sure, fine.
Steve Irwin could have used some.
Yeah.
So I could see Batman carrying, Superman repellent. But, I don't know. I just don't consider him a hero for that.
Well, shall I give you the comic book geeky thing too? Superman can be hurt by magic. Magic can take him out.
You know, that's why I liked the new Batman Superman adventures in the Justice League. Not Justice League Unlimited, I don't really care for that one, but the Justice League one. But yeah, they really pushed that a lot, and he wasn't nearly as powerful, and anybody who like could cast a spell his world up.
I can get behind that.
They never did that in the movies, though, or any, you know, it's never really made that into popular culture.
It'd be too hard to explain magic.
You're right, because Superman is just...
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. You know, because a red sun, which has all the same light wavelengths as our yellow sun, just in different proportions, somehow weakens him, but our yellow sun makes him a god, I guess. That makes total sense.
Hey, red hurt the real American hero as well.
And yellow hurt Green Lantern.
Colors, colors!
Good thing we're not made out of ink, or we might have color weaknesses, too. Though I do kind of hate fluorescence.
Next topic.
So, Splosion Man for the Xbox Live Arcade came out last Wednesday, and I heard it was a very frustrating jumping platforming game that you'll tear your hair out playing. So I picked it up.
Because I like platformers and hate myself.
Yes.
So I got this game.
For those of you who have heard it's a frustrating tear your hair out jumping platforming game, yeah, it pretty much is. So if you don't like those kind of games, stay away from Splosion Man. Story is, I don't know the story that well. I didn't really pay attention, except that somehow you're in a lab and they made you're this being that glows red, and the only thing you can do is blow yourself up. And not blow yourself up like blow yourself apart. You kind of give off an explosion, a force of explosion around you. You're like radioactive and crap. And the explosion force is what jumps you, propels you up in the air. So what you do is you go around the levels, and you basically start in a level and have to go to the end of a level. There's like 50 levels, and they're very short kind of puzzle-like levels, where each one has some different kind of like twist here and there, a little different mechanic to do, and basically different way to pull your hair out. We're trying to figure these timings and everything down right to get the jumps just right.
I'm watching the gameplay video here. It looks a lot like, hell.
Cloning Clyde.
Cloning Clyde.
I never played that one. I don't know.
That's actually a fun game. You have to clone yourself to, like, alright, I need someone to go over there and hold this door shut. So you clone yourself, and one of your clones runs over there and holds the door shut. And then, I need someone to stand on that button so this electric field stays down. So you clone yourself and you run over and send one of your clones to stand on the button and that kind of thing.
Okay. Was Cloning Clyde frustratingly hard?
Some of them were, yeah.
So, yeah, some of the levels were anger-inducing.
Well, this one can be very anger-inducing. Basically, if you don't like replaying the same little bit over and over and over again to try and figure it out, then you shouldn't bother playing it. That's the way it is.
APGSs, we'll call that. Anger per gaming second.
Cloning Clyde was the same way in that it wasn't so much like Mario Brothers, where you had to jump in a perfect sequence without falling into the pit or hitting the turtle shell guy. It was frustrating because you had to figure out exactly which combination of things to do, which switch to hit in which order kind of thing.
Okay, no, there are no switches or things here. There might be some little switch you have to find or blow somebody up while he's holding a switch, but there's no... It's all jumping timing. That's all it is. Some of the little other things you gotta do is sometimes you have to get past a gun, so you have to get this really fat scientist and pick up and carry him and use him as a shield.
Nice.
How many bullets does he die?
No, he doesn't die. He's very fat. When you pick the guy up, they have this... It's a very, very unique style, very unique humor to this whole game. When you pick the dude up, it starts singing this like song that he likes to eat donuts.
Well, who doesn't like to eat donuts?
So he sings about how he likes to eat donuts and gets shot but doesn't get hurt because he's fat.
Yes.
Go donuts.
Dude, behold the power of a donut, jeez.
Well, the thing is, when you're done using the guy, you can't set him down. You have to blow him up.
So bullets don't hurt him, but your explosion does.
Fat guy juice.
Oh, and when you blow people up, they don't juice out. They turn to like little pieces of steak.
Delicious. Do you get to eat them for life?
No, but I think it's an achievement like to make like 5,000 pieces of steak. I think a person gives off like 4 or 5 slices when you blow them up.
Slices. Yummy.
Yeah, little chunks, little pieces. It's not gory. It's like a cartoony kind of thing. Personally, if you like jumping games, I think it's worth $10. If you don't like jumping games, don't bother. Try the demo, get frustrated, and then put it away.
Next topic.
Okay, so this last week was the San Diego Comic-Con. Although I don't see why there are lots of video game stuff at a Comic-Con, but hey.
Because, you got all your dorks in one place.
Yeah.
Talk about captive audience. Why wouldn't you?
Well,
These people will listen when we speak, so let's run with this.
I'm just of the opinion that, it's a Comic-Con. I can understand having exhibitor in the main showroom floor, but to have panels devoted to video games seems to be pushing it a little.
Video games make money.
I know.
Comics, not really so much until they become video games or movies.
Or a movie.
I can understand that point. This is a WizardCon, I think, or what is this? I don't know who runs this one, but I'm sure they're loving this because they probably weren't making money before they started bringing the video game guys in.
Yeah, before there was like 2,300 people would show up to talk and buy, sell, and trade comic books. And then they started having video game people come in, and now there's 200,000 people. It's just very frustrating to see people twittering and talking about, Microsoft's Comic-Con booth and announcements. They're actually saving announcements for Comic-Con. Really? You just had E3, which is 100% video games, complete dedication to the genre of video games. But no, you're going to save some for Comic-Con, for Comic-Con.
I don't hear people twittering on all the, comic news.
I did see that Captain America's coming back.
That's old.
Who didn't see that coming?
I still don't. The only thing that irritates me more than that is when they have like a mini series of some kind where 4 or 5 up to 10 issues, and then none of it happened because it was time travel, and they went back in time and stopped it.
I hate time travel.
Or a dream.
I hate dreams.
It's like you just wasted the past 10 months telling this story, which was actually really cool, and now it never happened.
Isn't that weird? How you could be enjoying the hell out of them, and then as soon as they said it was just a dream, you suddenly want to burn every single one of the comics.
Yeah. I distinctly remember the whole Death's Head 2 miniseries thing, where all the superheroes and villains were banding together to fight this Death's Head thing, and they were getting slaughtered left and right, and by the end it was like Spider-Man, Wolverine, Mr. Fantastic, who was in a jar because they stretched all of his molecules out and they wouldn't go back. So he was just like this big gelatinous goo in a jar. There was literally like 10 heroes left. And then they ended up doing something where they attached a time travel device to one half of the guy and then to another half, ripped him in shreds, and then none of it happened because, it was time travel. So only, of course, the one character knew about everything. It's just like, oh, Dad, you just ruined this awesome series. You've already also talked about that there's alternate worlds in that. Even just say that it was an alternate world, and I can even let that one slide more than it never happened.
Next topic.
So let me at least give you some of the big news from this thing. Well, was there any big news, really? I mean, the only thing I saw was the Dante's Inferno thing.
Yeah, which does look like an awesome game, by the way. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, Dante's Inferno is a God of War-like game coming out that's based around the poem Dante's Inferno.
Which I'm sure exactly 4% of the video gaming community has read.
4? I think you're, for school and class and whatnot, I guess, yeah.
And besides, if you had to read it for school, most of those people are not even reading it. They're just going to get the cliff notes or whatever. I'm talking how many people have actually read Dante's Inferno like, oh, this is interesting.
I own the book.
I own the book. I remember I got so angry at the one teacher because he's sitting there and he goes, if anyone can answer this question, they'll get an A for the class and can leave right now. And then he started asking about a bunch of different gods. And I just rattled off the answer to all this stuff. Started picking up my stuff to leave, and he goes, no one's ever answered that. He goes, I can't just give you an A for the class.
You should not make offers that you cannot follow through on, sir.
And that's what I said. I said, you can't make an offer. I said, why are you making the offer then if you can't follow through on it? So he ended up giving me a skip one test result, which he did let me use for the final, so it was all right.
So, the only thing I saw that was really notable at San Diego Comic-Con was this promo that the guys who were repping...
Jesus.
Okay, yes, we're going to do this. The guys who were repping Dante's Inferno, the company reps were there, and they had a promo called Sin to Win. The way they laid the promo out was they basically said, to win, you have to, quote-unquote, commit acts of lust. By this, they really meant take photos with booth babes. Either their booth babes or booth babes just in general around the Comic-Con, and then Twitter those pictures on your Twitter feeds or your Facebook or whatever, and then keep doing more of that, and the more pics you take and put out there, the more chances you have to win.
Just how funny would it have been if the guy, you walk up to the booth, he's explaining this to you. He's like, yeah, just commit acts of lust, take pictures, booth babes, blah, blah, whatever. And you're just like, okay. Come back 3 hours later, and it's like, I just slept with your wife.
Do I win?
I got 2 sins, because adultery's in there now as well. Become wrath. Commit the third.
I just like slap her bra down on the table. Does this look familiar? There's good reason for that.
So what they offered for you to win of this contest, the grand prize winner, was a dinner and a sinful night with 2 hot girls. Limo service, paparazzi, and a quote-unquote chest full of booty.
More sex? Oh, dude, I'm totally wore out now. Oh, God, you should have told me that before. Oh, man, I'm sorry.
So people weren't happy with this, obviously.
No, there's no rape involved. What good is this? I got the rape van reupholstered and everything.
I guess the marketing team made a little statement, a little Twitter thing, and they said that, basically they were trying to do a promo centered around the 9 sins in the circles of hell, and for the San Diego Comic-Con they had chosen to do lust. They were really looking just to go along the traditions of the whole Comic-Con booth babe thing, and then people kind of just, and their whole sinful night was not a sinful night, but just basically a chaperone VIP night with the Dante's Inferno reps.
That's f***ing lame.
I got the coke. All I need is the hooker's ass, and we're good to go. And you're telling me there's no hooker. How am I supposed to snort this if I don't have a hooker's ass to snort it off of?
You're telling me I killed that pimp for nothing? I mean, really, he's in my trunk. What the hell am I supposed to... you know what? Forget you, man. Forget you. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, the stupid thing is that they didn't ever bother to tell anyone that they were doing this for all 7 circles of hell until after 10,000 people said, "What the hell is wrong with you people and your promotions?"
Wait. You're telling me I don't get to sleep with 2 hot women? Oh, dude, you're about to experience hell level 4 through 6.
Yeah.
I got wrath all over this bitch.
And my right fist is going to envy my left because it's going to be hurting after I'm done with you. Well, Dante's Inferno is really the only game that's coming out soon that has my interest, to be honest there.
Who do you play Dante in this game?
I don't think you're Dante.
Because Dante was kind of a wuss, right?
Yeah, Dante was a wuss. You're some kind of dude with, like, giant battle Sith.
Right, you're like Kratos from God of War.
Yeah, that's the only thing people have been saying, that everything they've seen of Dante's Inferno looks like it's a blatant ripoff of God of War, just set it in a different setting.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, God of War was a great game.
I didn't have a problem with that with Wolverine, which was just God of War except you're Wolverine. That was perfectly fine to me.
Same thing with the Conan game that came out. It was the same day. They had friggin' red and blue orbs, for God's sake.
I would make my orb seafoam green and magenta.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was just wondering, because Dante was like a scrawny little weakling dude who just kind of like walked through the circles of hell and watched the abominations appear before him.
And fled from beasts, and he didn't fight anything. He was a coward. It looks like, Bob, you want to know what the Sith looks like? Remember for the role-playing, that Sith I found online? Like that, only more wicked.
Nice.
It looks cool. I would like to hit someone with that in real life.
Well, I got this pimp in my trunk. I mean, you can just want to test it out.
Dude, I just think, honestly, that if someone's breaking into your house and you ran at them with a freaking Sith, you're going to have one or two reactions. Either you're going to get shot repeatedly as he goes, "Holy shit," and just starts pulling the trigger, or you're going to have the complete, utter surprise, and you're going to get him with a Sith. And the cops are going to show up, and blood's going to be everywhere. And he's going to be like, "What did you do to him?" "Well, I pulled out my battle Sith."
It was self-defense. Self-defense. Sir, there's a difference between self-defense and cutting a man in half. Who is defending who, sir?
What if you lobbed a grenade if they were breaking into your house at somebody? It was self-defense.
It was self-defense. I took out my front window and most of the wall, and that guy's over there, and there, and there, and over there.
And there, and there, and there. But he was breaking into my house, I assure you.
Well, you can't tell now because most of them's outside, but you gotta trust me on this one.
Visualize. But anyway, Battle Sith is a cool weapon, and I'm looking forward to Dante's Inferno.
Next topic.
Let's see, another quick follow-up here. Remember the Asteroids movie?
Yes.
Oh, God.
They mentioned something about the story.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow me.
Here we go. This is from the producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura, who is the guy behind G.I. Joe, and he's a big producer. "We've crafted a really strong, deep mythology for the thing. It's two lead characters.
Wait. You've crafted a deep mythology for the Asteroid movie?
Pew! Pew! Pew!
Trapped in a spaceship in the middle of an asteroid field, and you blow up all the asteroids, and then you get some points for surviving, and then a whole nother wave of asteroids comes, and that goes on forever.
And then there's a UFO, and it goes, pew! Pew!
And you can turn into a shield that makes it look like you're kind of turning inside out, but if he does that for more than 3 seconds, they explode.
Explode.
You're belittling this, not let me finish here.
Explode.
I'm sorry, finish and then we'll belittle it.
It's two lead characters, two brothers, who have to go through a seminal experience to figure out their relationship against this huge backdrop.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something else.
I said something else. He promises the film will feature some guys in spaceships blowing stuff up.
I would have never guessed that. I mean, I really wasn't thinking that was going to happen at all. I was really hoping for, a romantic comedy.
Starring Gerard Butler.
Where the asteroids are about to explode, but then he shows them his abs, and the asteroids actually flee in terror because those abs are so fine.
Next topic.
One last thing, do we care about the Raimi stuff on Warcraft movie?
No.
They're making a Warcraft movie?
Well, that's been for a while. They're going to make a Warcraft film. Legendary Pictures, the guys who did 300, are working with Blizzard to make a Warcraft movie, and they announced that Sam Raimi is the director for the Warcraft film.
So you mean there's a good chance that it's not going to suck?
There's a better than average chance.
There was Spider-Man 3, just keep that in mind. But I think that was mostly because they gave him too large of a budget.
I don't know what to do with the movie. Put in a musical scene.
Yeah. I have so much money. I don't know. I have no boundaries. I need boundaries.
Dance, Tobey Maguire, dance!
Jazz hands, Spider-Man, jazz hands.
I actually cared less about the problems with the musical scene rather than I had problems with Venom.
Yeah.
It was an afterthought.
Well, unofficially, I've read, I don't know how official it is, I've read that he didn't even want Venom in the movie, but they said, no, you got to put him in the movie, and that's why he's, they just kind of half-assed it. He's like, all right, yeah, I'll put him in. I promise. I'll put him in. He'll be in there. I promise. He's in there.
That whole movie felt half-assed, though. Your uncle, we didn't get his murderer. There was this other guy that killed your uncle. No, he didn't.
No. Whose brainstorm was it to even put Sandman in the movie? You did Green Goblin, you did Doc Ock, and then Venom. That would have been the natural progression. Just make the whole movie Spider-Man versus Venom, because that's what everybody wants to see, and two, there's so much canon for the both of them that I don't know.
You totally could have had the plots for like the next 3 movies, because you could do the whole Venom thing, and then the next movie you could do the Venom thing with Carnage, and then, oh boy. Sandman was always kind of like a peripheral bad guy. He was always involved with, like, all the bad guys decided to gang up on Spider-Man.
Him and Rhino.
Right.
They're just thugs.
I mean, they could have even done Vulture, and they could have done that cool.
Yeah.
And there's so many good actors who are older than dirt now, like Anthony Hopkins and Clint Eastwood.
Oh, Clint Eastwood could have been a badass Vulture.
That would have been cool. I never even thought of that.
Clint Eastwood is the Vulture. Give me that diamond, punk.
Caw. Or the sound vultures make.
I'm Clint Eastwood. My Vulture goes caw.
Now I just got this visual in my head of like Clint Eastwood dressed as the vulture in the movie he was just in.
Gran Torino.
Just like dressed as a vulture. Get off my lawn. Caw.
Mr. Eastwood, it says caw, but you're supposed to make more of an actual sound like of a, I said caw.
He just has like a cigar. He just takes a puff. I said caw. You got a problem with that? I'm gonna go fly over there and take that diamond now. Caw. I want him to be a villain so bad now.
Next topic.
Ye mailbag. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Hey, video game show, this is SPX from the forums. I'm a big fan of the show. I just got a 360 and would like to know what single-player games for the system you guys would recommend, excluding Oblivion and Fallout 3. I have Left 4 Dead, The Darkness, Fear, Command & Conquer 3, and Fable 2.
Does he have a type of game he's looking for?
Well, his games he has here runs the gambit from strategy to action to role playing. So
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Dynasty Warriors was fun. Single player, X-Men, the Origins was a lot of fun.
the Wolverine game.
Yeah.
Any of the Lego games, Indiana, Batman, Star Wars.
Indiana Batman would be unstoppable.
Dun, 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 dun. Batarang.
I am the knight.
Dude, yeah, Indiana Batman would be pretty much unstoppable. He would
Yeah.
be truly the most badass archaeologist ever.
With all that money, he could do anything.
Like, people, like, they'd have the meetings, and then he would walk in, and they'd just be like, damn it, Bruce Jones is here. And now what are we going to do?
Bruce Jones.
Or it could be Indiana Wayne, I guess.
Indiana Wayne, billionaire archaeologist.
He'd go there, they'd have all, like, the African tribes in the jungle shooting their poison darts. He just throws one batarang, they're all knocked out. He'd have a little Asian Robin.
No time for love, Mr. Wayne.
We'll call him the Crane instead of the Robin. Come on, Crane.
Short Robin.
I would see that movie. But back to the question at hand.
There was a question.
Single-player video games. I want someone to make Indiana Batman. Grand Theft Auto, of course.
Was Conan any good?
Conan was always on my list of I need to go back and I don't even own it. I need to go back and buy it and play. It was a lot of fun. It was the closest you're going to get to God of War on the 360, at least until Wolverine came out.
And he doesn't list any role-playing games, but would, like, Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon, if you can get past the annoying kid at the beginning, because he's really, really annoying in the beginning, is actually a pretty good game. Actually, I'd say Lost Odyssey over Blue Dragon.
I played about a quarter of Lost Odyssey. It's pretty good.
It's a good game. It's just one of those where, holy crap, is it long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing.
And I don't know why you're discounting Oblivion and or Fallout.
Probably because he owns it or he's played it.
If you've played them, great. If you haven't and you just want them excluded because we talk about them all the time,
There's a reason we talk about them all the time. Mass Effect, it was a really good game.
I couldn't get into it, but it was definitely a good game.
If you have Xbox Live Arcade, Bionic Commando Rearm's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like the old Bionic Commando, only better. I have that one. You know what? The Gears of War or Gears of War 2, both the single-player campaign is fun. Overlord was a lot of fun. That was a very, very good game.
Let's move on. You mentioned like 57 games. It's like $1,000 worth of video games.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay. Bob needs his food.
Now, a lot of them are older. He can get them cheap. Bob needs his groceries.
And that was Video Game Show episode number 152 for Sunday, July 26, 2009. Any ham sandwiches, shattered dream pies, or apathy cakes give to the world peoples.
Ham sandwiches to mullets and evil. Evil lost today. They had the joust, and the one guy's evil.
Shattered Dream Pie to the turkey legs that taste like salt-cured ham.
Oh god, those things are always so disappointing.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna be awesome, and they're not.
You know what? They start out awesome. You start eating them, you're like, holy crap, this tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh wait, it's 90 degrees, and this is 80% salt. Oh god, can I stop?
And like, I'm still parched.
I ate the whole thing because I paid $6 for that turkey leg. I was going to eat the whole thing, and I did.
I gave mine to Fred. I couldn't do it.
For those of you who are wondering what the hell we're talking about, Keith, Ivan, and I went to a medieval fair. It's an annual event that's held way east of Cleveland. We'll probably have some pictures of it up online at the GamerCast Network forums when the episode goes out.
Ivan, by the way, is really good with a bow. He hit a playing card, which was pretty impressive.
Well done.
And Brian was very good at throwing axes, and Fred and I proved once again there's no alternative besides a full frontal assault. The thing that made us even more sad was, remember how we'd always buy those wooden swords and beat the shit out of each other?
Yeah.
Well, now they have padded swords.
How's that fun? The wood ones were better, man. That was motivation to block. It was just a piece of wood, like from the hardware store.
Shaped like a sword, and we would leave there so bruised and battered, and Chris with his bulging eye from when you stabbed him.
You don't block up. I don't know what he was doing. He made it go more towards his head. I don't. Shattered Dream Pie to foam swords.
Yeah, definitely. Shattered Dream Pie to the children of today because they're weak and feeble. Learn to take a hit with a wooden stick. Come on.
And as usual, send your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or roll call question to the mailbag at mailbag@videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night.
You're getting old.
I don't think it's so much as getting old is I never ever sleep.
And it's really annoying. As early as I go to bed, I really don't sleep that much. And I just 10-day work days.
Shatter Dream Pie to 10-day work weeks.
Yeah.
For fitting 3 extra days of work in that 7-day week.
I did say that, didn't I? 10 hours, sorry.
I'm working 10 days a week, man. It sucks.
Don't ask how they do it, because I don't know, but somehow I'm there 10 days.